Welcome to another day here in Portugal. Today I'm taking my first day out from Porto. I'm heading off into the seaside town of Aveiro. It's locally known as the Venice of Portugal. I think it'll be really exciting. I really don't know much else about it, but I wanted to see the coast and I think it'll be a beautiful day. Guys, I just arrived in Aveiro. It was a really quick train ride, only about an hour. Very cheap too. The round trip ticket only cost me €7. Guys, check out how beautiful the old train station here in Aveiro is. It looks like it's under reconstruction right now, but they got the traditional Portuguese tiles everywhere. It just looks so cool. Into the center of town. Aveiro is located on a lagoon along the Atlantic Ocean, and that's why there's a lot of these little canals, like I mentioned earlier. It is known as the Venice of Portugal. I think I'm going to go on one of these tours pretty soon just to get a better view of the city.
Minutes, okay? You visit the four canals of the city. We are here in this point.
Okay.
You visit the salt fields, the old part of the town, and for last the new part of the town. That's
Obrigado.
Enjoy your tour. Thank you.
Pretty cool boat. I think we'll be going on, these are called moliceiros. We're going to be going up and down the canals.
The molicero is the most famous boat, and the molicero was used to transport the seaweed from the lagoon to use on the land as a fertilizer.
Here is like the oldest part of town. The tour guide was telling me this is where all the fishermen used to live, and also they used to have the salt. They also used to have the salt warehouses located right along this canal.
Moliceiros are very colorfully decorated, often featuring traditional Portuguese themes, along with some more provocative expressions as well.
Boats are a lot bigger than the ones that you see in Venice, so this is not a fair comparison to say this is the Venice of Portugal, but it's still just as beautiful. What's interesting is that they used these boats to actually harvest seaweed back in the day, but they actually transformed them for use for tourism, and now it's just one of those things that you kind of have to do when you come here. It really didn't even cost that much. It was only €10. So apparently with my ticket to the boat, I'm able to actually go to a free port wine tasting. So that's where I'm headed over to right now. Oh man, I gotta watch how much I drink of that wine. A bit of port wine, and they gave me a dessert, which is like a sweet egg. It's made from eggs and sugar, which is local here to Aveiro. It's really interesting. It's like kind of bursts in your mouth. It's kind of weird. It's a really interesting dessert. a really good network of trails and transportation. They actually have a free bike share program pretty much available for anybody, tourists and locals alike, as long as you leave like a deposit or something. There's a lot of winding streets, and each one of them, every time I walk down one, you get to see all these beautiful buildings. Many of them have a lot of character and they're quite rustic, but just the tiles on them and just the designs are just fantastic. You might be able to see the salt plants right over there. I just crossed one of these canals. But the sea is about 10 kilometers away from Aveiro. There's a really nice beach spot since we're really close to the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go there today, but that is another option if you do come here. So I stopped off at this local restaurant here in town. I got some fried calamari, I got some codfish cakes, of course a beer. Everything is pretty cheap here. It's only like 2 or 3 euros for each plate. All in all, this is a pretty lively town. Very, very picturesque. I do highly recommend it if you have more than a few days in Porto, because Porto by itself is just huge. There's so many places to explore, but if you have enough time, I highly recommend you come here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm probably going to head off on another day trip somewhere around in this area. But as always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.